deceiving. The misconception of those fighters who have more bite than bark, and those who look much less dangerous at the weigh-in than when that first punch hits home. And alongside Ruiz Jr., Golovkin, and many more, very few fit this persona quite like the man who can be considered today's most successful active fighter. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. A relatively small, kind, and humble Filipino fighter whose fight night performances bring much more than meets the eye. Here, contrasting the humble and the arrogant, we look at some of Pacquiao's opponents from the past, around the time that he was, arguably, at both his physical and commercial prime, all of which, rightly so, believed that they could beat the 8-weight world champion.
I think he has all the tools it takes to beat a guy like Manny Pacquiao.
If there's ever a time for Hatton to be able to beat Pacquiao, he'll be in this fight.
In the same performances that lead to Manny becoming one of boxing's most respected figures of all time. Please click thumbs up, subscribe, and press the bell button if you're new to the channel as we look at Before and After Fighting Manny Pacquiao. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation. First up, we go back 11 years to a night billed as the Dream Match. Pacquiao versus De La Hoya.
I just have to make sure Pacquiao, when he comes in with his explosive style and his hard punches, I have to make sure I have my hands up.
Even then, Manny was considered the world's #1 pound-for-pound fighter. However, many pundits speculated that the size and reach difference was simply too great.
My motivation has been his skills. My motivation has been his youth.
And whilst there was little, if any, trash talk, Oscar told news stations that he and his team were unbeatable.
Well, protect yourself at all times. Let's go.
Instead, after being made the betting underdog, Manny exposed Oscar's age on the night in one of the best displays of his career.
What I saw was a beatdown. I saw Oscar De La Hoya be completely dismantled. I think this tremendously damages his legacy.
I just couldn't pull the trigger. I was gun shy.
Were you hurt in that fight?
Never. Just emotionally.
Has a lot of energy. That was very difficult.
We didn't know him to be what he was and what he became after that. Were you shocked in that? I mean, we were shocked.
Yes.
But were you shocked too?
I was shocked for about 2 years.
Next, 6 months later, a showdown with Britain's beloved brawler, Ricky Hatton. 18 months after the Hitman's loss to Mayweather, he'd agreed to jump straight back in at the deep end. And labeling Pacquiao as one-dimensional, he launched a more verbal approach during the build-up.
Same move every time. Right hook, roll under. Right hook, roll under. Right hook, spin off. Just give him something to spin off onto.
Got a feeling Ricky Hatton's going to pull it off.
If there's ever a time for Hatton to be able to beat Pacquiao, he'll be in this fight.
One that, come fight night, didn't bode too well. Over in brutal fashion with a picture-perfect punch. A devastating loss that ultimately led to Hatton's retirement.
The better man did win, but I mean, when the punch lands like that so early on and that, you know, a lot of ifs and buts, but that's boxing. One punch, that's all it can set.
Another 6 months on, and yet another Hall of Fame fighter stepped forward. Miguel Cotto, a Puerto Rican with just one loss to his name at the time.
150% sure I'm going to beat Manny. I'm the strongest boxer in the past. I'm pretty smart.
In a build-up void of arrogance or brashness, Cotto did, however, expect to be able to overpower Pacquiao just like the rest. Ironically, carrying his power into the late rounds, Pacquiao managed a stoppage in the 12th, making him the first 7-weight world champion in history.
Stinging combinations and Kenny Bayless calls it a round knockout for Manny Pacquiao.
Miguel Cotto comes to boxing to fight the big name. I'm always available, and Manny is one of the best boxers we have all time.
early 2010, and this time it was the turn of Josh Clotty, a Ghanaian fighter who, funnily enough, also returned to the ring earlier this year, now aged 41.
I'm happy that he gives me the opportunity, because if Manny Pacquiao says he's not going to fight Joshua, it's not going to happen. You see, so the friendship dies when you get to the ring. After the fight, the friendship comes back. I know what I'm going to face, and I know who I'm going to face. It's not going to be an easy fight for all of us at all.
Another matchup which lacked any animosity between two calm, respectful fighters.
There's not much better than the moments right before the opening bell of a Manny Pacquiao fight.
On the night, however, Pacquiao pulled off a shutout performance, not losing a step.
What an amazing combination puncher this man is.
I respect him, and he's the best pound-for-pound fighter. Everybody I fought, I don't think I lost. I lost to Manny Pacquiao. He's very, very fast.
Contrastingly, at the back end of the year, Pacquiao's second attempt at negotiations with Mayweather had broken down. Cue the arrival of a much less humble and popular opponent, the infamous Antonio Margarito.
Es puto Pacquiao. Pero ni modo, vamos a tener que ganar.
We're gonna have to beat him. Freddie Roach is scared right now. Freddie Roach is scared that we're gonna beat Manny Pacquiao.
Somewhat of a bittersweet victory for the smaller and more humble man.
Might be able to pull off what would be a spectacular stoppage early here. He's really piling it on right here in this fourth round.
Manny mauled the Mexican fighter over 12 rounds. And there truly couldn't have been a more fitting occasion for Pacquiao, now the octuple champion, to reach boxing's greatest accolade.
We knew Manny was very fast, and we were going good until I got cut, and then that's when the problems started coming.
Next, 11 months after Manny's knockout loss to Marquez in late 2012, he returned to face Brandon Rios, also trained under Robert Garcia in California.
You know what? To me, I think he's scared, and Freddie Roach is scared. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to cancel the fight, saying that I hurt my hand or something, just because he's scared.
After the first clash of camps in the Margarito fight, it meant that the beef this time around was more about the trainers than the fighters themselves. Yet in the same clinical fashion, Pacquiao proved too fast and too active, putting a second L on Rios' resume.
Bad because I work my ass off so hard. 5 months in the gym, training. Go back and look at the 24/7. I look at all the shit I was saying. I shouldn't be saying that shit. No, I fought one relation.
Another year on, and another unbeaten fighter. This time, the smart, fast New York native, Chris Algieri.
And we're straight to the table. After I beat Manny, I'll have a lot more pulse and a lot more juice to be able to negotiate.
A win, but by knocking Manny Pacquiao out in China, right next to his hometown.
I mean, that's it's hard to say what would happen after that, but that would either way, my career is going to be catapulted into another stratosphere after this fight. So
humble and respectful, he entered the fight with nothing but praise for Pacquiao.
Pacquiao said, "If he doesn't want to punch, I will create an action. If he does punch, I'll count."
Man by Pacquiao stuns Algieri.
Praise that he's continued to preach exponentially throughout the Filipino's ongoing career.
He's a savvy veteran with 65 fights, and he knows exactly how his style works.
Even to today, 6 years on, where he expects him to overwhelm Keith Thurman in a couple of weeks' time. Less than 3 years ago, Jesse Vargas also came in thinking he had the tools to beat a now aging version of Manny. Expecting to overwhelm Pacquiao to avenge the losses of Barrera and Morales, putting himself as top rank's hottest asset.
Now it's my time. I planned this as a kid. I said I wanted to take him out, and now I get the opportunity to do so, and I will. After beating Manny Pacquiao on November 5th, I will be their top dog, their top guy. They're going to push me from then on.
Following the pattern, Vargas believed his speed and size would be too much, though just like the rest, Pacquiao dropped him in the second to win comfortably across all 3 scorecards.
And new WBO welterweight champion of the world.
I tried my best. I promised to come back stronger, and I tried looking for the victory. I tried connecting with the big shots, I mean, I threw more punches than Manny, so I was looking for the win.
And whilst most believe that yet another unfair decision loss was the end of the road for Manny, it instead sparked the desire for one last rise to the top. And that rise started with arguably the biggest contrast of the lot.
I mean, y'all think I'm about to lose the Manny Pacquiao, man. I'm about to beat his motherfucking ass on God now.
The habitually loud and outspoken trash talker from Cincinnati, Adrian the Problem Broner.
But he ain't fighting Floyd.
Absolutely, let me ask you this.
He fighting me.
But do you think...
I'm about to beat your motherfucking ass, man. You worry about Floyd. He already beat you, brother.
Despite being unable to put him away, Pacquiao stalked the American right to the final bell.
Lighting him up with his half speed, and now Pacquiao loading up Broner in the corner.
Though, just like Horn, Broner believed he had won by making Manny miss and hitting him clean.
I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him. Everybody out there know I beat him.
It seemed as though you couldn't get close enough.
It already sounded like you was against me. So I already ain't got a fair shake talking you.
The noise from the crowd, however, spoke volumes as onlookers saw a very different fight.
I thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
Whilst the majority now stand in awe of Pacquiao's ability to fight so competitively into his later years, none are more understanding of just how capable the Filipino is than those who witnessed his scintillating best. And at a time when every fight is make or break, Manny now prepares for another brash, confident American.
Keith One-Time Thurman does not just beat Manny Pacquiao, does knock out Manny Pacquiao.
Hoping to put another incredible tally on a truly remarkable